Hello students, welcome back to the online lecture of BSc part 1st, paper 1st, in which today we are going to study continental drift. In the last lecture we had studied about Earth's crust, in which we studied that the Earth is formed of a number of concentric layers that differ in temperature, pressure, composition and degree of crystallization. These layers include the core, the mantle and the crust. The rocks that form the crust were of three types: the igneous rocks, the sedimentary rocks and the metamorphic rocks. Today we will study about the continental drift and plate tectonics. The continental drift is a hypothesis that the Earth's continents have moved over geologic time relative to each other, thus appearing to have drifted across the ocean bed. The idea of the continental drift has since assumed by the theory of plate tectonics, which explains that the continents move by riding on plates of Earth's lithosphere. In continental drift, initially it was believed that the Earth's crust was composed of fixed continents and ocean bases. The continents had always been what they are in their present position. But in 1920, a German meteorologist, Alfred Wegener, developed the concept of continental drift, and with a lot of data he supported his hypothesis, and this hypothesis was finally confirmed in 1960. According to the continental drift theory, the continents are not fixed. They have separate crustal entities which have been drafted across the surface of globe on the weak upper mantle. Mantle is the outermost part, is the middle part of the Earth's crust. About 225 million years ago, the continents were in the form of a single land mass, and the supercontinent was known as Pangaea. This figure explains the structure. This is the supercontinent, that is the Pangaea, the entire landmass. Now the first Pangaea was later divided into two large subcontinents called the Gondwana land and the Laurasia, and later they split it into the present day continents. The continents are still drifting in relation to one another. Now this is what happened. This is the Pangaea, one supercontinent which later on split into two subcontinents, Laurasia and the Gondwana land. Now, what are the evidences to support the continental drift theory? The first is the matching shapes of continental coastlines. Wegener's strongest argument in the favor of continental drift was that there is an exact match between the east coast of South America and west coast of Africa, and similarly between the east coast of North America and northwest coast of Africa. The geometric match of the continents, when reassembled, they resemble the Pangaea. Then a single mountain range runs through South America, Antarctica and Australia. It means these three continents formed a continuous landmass during the Earth's history. That means there is a single mountain range. And the third evidence in its favor was the distribution of fossils. The unique distribution pattern of several fossils also support the concept of continental drift, as for example, the fossils of some species of the seed fern Glossopteris are found on all the southern continents. Fossils of the reptile Cynognethus were found in Africa and South America. And the fossils of mammal-like reptile Lysosaurus has been found in Antarctica, Africa and Southeast Asia. The distribution of such fossils suggests that Antarctica, Southeast Asia, Africa and Australia formed a continuous landmass in past and have gradually drifted to become isolated as independent continents. Now, what is the mechanism of the continental drift? The plate tectonics. According to scientists, the Earth's crust is fragmented into slab-like plates that float on the hot mantle. Continents and ocean basins are a part of these rigid plates which move like the conveyor belts. Thus, continents move because of the tectonic movements. Tectonic is the tec means in Greek a covering or crust. So the continents move because of the tectonic movements of these gigantic plates. There are three types of plate movements which have been observed. First, the plates can separate and move apart by the addition of new lava to their adjoining boundary. Such movements occur in the ocean ridges and they cause the increase in size of the ocean bases and spreading of the sea floor. Second is, two adjoining plates can slowly slide past each other at a common boundary without any significant change. And the third is, one plate can move towards the other. When the two continents or plates collide, a mountain range is formed. For example, when India collided with Eurasia, Himalayas were formed. These are the tectonic plates and these arrows show their movement. Now the plate, what is the result of the plate tectonics? The plate tectonics is responsible for the continental drift and present distribution pattern of the continents. About 375 million years ago, in Carboniferous period, the present day continents formed a single giant landmass, as we have studied in the beginning, known as the Pangaea. From 225 million years ago till the beginning of the Mesozoic era, the Pangaea existed as a single supercontinent. And about 180 million years ago, that is near the end of the Triassic period, the Pangaea split into two land masses, Laurasia and Gondwana. That we saw. Laurasia is the modern half consisting of the North America and Asia, and Gondwana consists of the southern landmass formed of South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica and India. This figure shows the figure A, it is the Pangaea single supercontinent. Figure B shows the subdivision of the two subcontinents Laurasia and Gondwana land. And then in the third, it is the further after 180 million years ago, the Pangaea split into two masses, and these are what has been formed after that. The North America, South America, Africa, Eurasia, India, Australia and the Antarctica. So this is at the end of the Mesozoic area about 85 million years ago. Now the results of the plate tectonics, what do they show? That about 145 million years ago, near the Jurassic period, a drift separated the South America from Africa and South America and drifted westward. India broke loose from eastern Gondwana and it moved northwards and rammed into Asia about 40 million years ago, that is in the Cenozoic era. This collision caused the uplifting of Tibetan Plateau and Himalayas. By the end of the Mesozoic era, that is about 85 million years ago, North America separated from Europe. Westward drift of North and South America resulted into the widening of North and South Atlantic Oceans. Indian Ocean increased in size due to the rotation of Africa. Now, what are the biological effects of continental drift? The theory of continental drift helps in explaining restricted distribution of monotremes, prototherians, and the marsupials, which are the metatherians. Prototherians evolved when Australia, Africa, and South America were continuous and they formed the Gondwana. Australia separated from main Gondwana in the late Cretaceous before the carnivorous eutherian mammals evolved on the Gondwana land in Africa, Asia, and South America. Eutherians, being more adapted, eliminated the monotremes and marsupials on Asian mainland. But monotremes in Australia survived as metatherians and placental mammals could not reach there. South America also got separated only after marsupials had appeared, but before eutherians could migrate there. As a result, both prototherians and metatherians could survive and diversify in South America. This figure shows the effect of continental drift on dispersion and isolation of major mammalian groups. In the figure A, it shows about the drift in 145 to 160 million years ago, that is in the Jurassic era. The figure B, 85 to 100 million years ago, that is the Cretaceous period, the distribution of mammals. Then in the figure C, 20 million years ago, that is in the Miocene period, how the displacement of the animals took place. And lastly, in figure D, 5 million years ago in the Pliocene period, how the dispersion and isolation of mammalian groups took place. So students, today we finished with the continental drift, which is the result of the plate tectonics.